correct it, leave it, come back again, edit, keep editing this essay, edit all the nonsense from it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. My name is Jane and I am an international student doing my PhD here in the US. And this is my channel where I share content about how to study abroad, how to apply for admissions, for scholarship, how to get your visa approved, and I also share my personal story. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about how to write statements of purpose for your school application. Guys, it is not just any statement of purpose, but how to write the statement of purpose that is going to get you an admission. First of all, guys, I'm not an expert, but I'm a student who have gone through the process. I wrote my statement of purpose. I got admissions. I got full funding scholarship with stipend. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys based on my experience and the research that I've done on how to write statements of purpose. So I want you guys to get a pen, get a book, sit down. I want you guys to jot things down. But before I start talking, I want to know how you guys doing. What stage of the application process are you in right now? Have you selected the schools to apply to? Have you started writing your statement of purpose? Put in the comment section and let me know the stage that you are in. And if you've not subscribed to my channel, remember to click the subscribe button to subscribe and like this video. So let's go into the video. So guys, I'm going to be telling you guys what to write in each paragraph, and then towards the end of this video I'll then give you general tips on how to make it a really strong statement of purpose. Before we start with the first paragraph, I want you guys to know that your statement of purpose is one of the most important aspects of your application, because this is the opportunity you have to tell your story. If you have a good standardized test course, whether GRE, SAT, GMAT, TOEFL, and then you have a very good GPA, there are other students that will have the same type of result or even better result, but what will differentiate you is your statement of purpose. For those that don't know, the statement of purpose is the essay that schools will require you to write during your application. So now, to write your statement of purpose, the first paragraph needs to be captivating. It needs to be something that when they read it, they'll be like, okay, who is this student? Let me keep reading. This is interesting. You don't want it to be boring, that the person will just read the first paragraph and be like, what is this? They will just be like, let me just read through this thing and go to the next applicant. You want it to really captivate them, to make them sit back and say, okay, I want to keep reading this. So what do you write in your first paragraph? You need to write about who you are, what motivates you, and what you plan to study. I didn't say these three things is what you write in all the essay. I said only in the first paragraph, and it's not going to be long. It's going to be just maybe 7, 8, 9, 6 lines. I don't know how many lines makes a paragraph. For you to tell a story about these three things: who you are, what motivates you, and what you plan to study. Very short, concise, and strong in this first paragraph. Now, to write this, I'm not saying you should say, my name is Jane, I graduated with the first class, and I want to study nursing in your school. No, you want to tell it as a story. Avoid saying, I am this, I am that. Tell it as a story. Let's assume you want to get a master's or a PhD in microbiology. I want you to think about your life. What experience do you have that relates to you wanting to study microbiology? What experience that you have that makes you want to get a degree in microbiology? This is what you should write in your first paragraph. Let's assume when you were a kid, or maybe some years ago, you had this disease or this sickness. It was hard for them to treat you, or finally you got treated. This is something you can write in your first paragraph. You can say something like, as a kid, I suffered from so and so disease, and this is what happened, and because of that I developed interest in wanting to find a cure to diseases like this. This is the reason why I am interested in studying microbiology at the University of Tennessee. Does that make sense to you guys? So you see, you've introduced yourself now. You did not just start saying, my name is this, I am 10 years old. You've told them a story that, okay, there was a time in your life when you were sick And because of the sickness, it now make you realize that, see, there's a lot that needs to be done in order to find solution in solving this kind of diseases. And that's why ever since you've just been interested in becoming a microbiologist so that you will study this is the kind of story I'm talking about. Is this making sense to you guys? Put in the comment section. Let me know if you guys are understanding what I'm saying. So now for the second paragraph, or maybe third paragraph, just know that your SOP should not be more than 2 pages. It should be 2 pages, unless the school gave you word limit. Maybe they'll tell you how many 1,500 words or whatever words they tell you. But if they did not tell you, your SOP should not be more than 2 pages. Now for the second paragraph, this is where you want to connect the experience that you have to what you've said in first paragraph that you plan to study. So let's stick with the microbiologist. I'm not a microbiologist, but we'll stick with that. Now to write the second paragraph, I want you to think, what experience do you have that connects to you wanting to study this particular course? It might be a class that you've taken, it might be project that you've done, maybe internship that you've done. This is where you connect the experience that you have with what you plan to study. Still using microbiology as an example, maybe when you were in school you did research in one particular area, or maybe you did internship in one particular place that relates to microbiology, or maybe there's a class, there's just something that you've done that relates to microbiology. This is where you tell the story. Remember guys, it's a story that you are telling. You're not just going to be saying, I've done internship in this microbiology company, or I took this microbiology class. You want to tell a story. Say for instance, you've done research in when you were at school, there's a project you did, maybe your final year project that relates to microbiology, and you were like, okay, in my final year as an undergraduate, due to my interest in studying diseases for microbiology, I carried out this project that is titled this. And in this project, this is what I did. This is what I found. At the end of the day, this is what happened. Are you guys getting this? So you want it to flow from the first paragraph to the second paragraph. Or let's even say you've not done project. What you've done is maybe there's an internship that you did somewhere. You'll be like, okay, in the third year of my undergraduate study, or in the final year of my undergraduate study, or even after my undergraduate study, I did internship in this research institute where we did projects about how to do this. In that project, this was what we did. This was what we found. You want to give details. You want to make them understand that, okay, this person is not just looking for admission. This person have done something. This person knows what they are talking about. So in writing this particular part, you might just make it 1 paragraph, or even make it 2 paragraphs. It depends on you. Some people will say your essay should have only 5 paragraphs. In my essay, I had more than 5 paragraphs. This particular second part where I talked about what I've done, my experience, I think it took like 2 paragraphs for me to write it, because in my second paragraph I talked about the work that I did when I was in my 4th year and I went for an internship, and then my third paragraph I talked about what I did in my final year in school. So it's all up to you. The goal is to make sure your SOP is not more than 2 pages. So is this clear? Is this paragraph clear? Let me know in the comment section. So this next paragraph is really important, and it requires you to do some research. When I say research, I'm not talking about lab work. I'm talking about you going back to the internet, searching about the school, reading about the school, know about the school, know the kind of classes they teach, know the kind of research they do, find out professors in that department that you're applying to that you would like to work with. This is an opportunity for you to tell them that you really have done your homework, that you've searched about the school, and you have a genuine reason why you want to apply. This is where you talk about the professors in the school. Okay, my interest is in finding a solution for malaria. I'm just saying, my interest is finding a solution for malaria, and I would like to work with Professor John, or maybe say Professor Chen, because his research in solutions for malaria aligns with my interest. In particular, I'm interested in this work that he did. You give them details. You want to make them say, okay, these students have really searched our school. This student really wants to be here. You really talk about your goals, what you plan to do. not what you plan to do when you graduate. So this is what you plan to do in the school, and what you plan to do is to study. But you can't just say I plan to study in the school. You tell them what you want to do in the school. Okay, my interest is in doing this, and I would like to work with this professor, and this is the reason why I'm interested in this, blah blah. You get what I'm saying? Let me know in the comment section if this is making sense to you guys. Make sure you mention the name of one or two professors, not just one. Make it to say, you say I'm interested in working with Professor A because of his work in this area. I'm also open to working with Professor B because of this particular work also interests me. By doing this, you're telling them, just in case it doesn't work out with Professor A, I'm also interested in working with Professor B. But make sure that the research of Professor A or the work of Professor A and Professor B kind of connect. You understand? There's like a connection, there's some little relationship between what these professors do. Now guys, this next section, this next paragraph is then where you talk about your future career goals. Okay, after getting this degree, what then do you plan to do in your life? You want to give them a goal, so they'll be like, oh, this student is actually thinking ahead, this student actually have a concrete goal. This is where you start saying things like, okay, I plan to establish this company, or I plan to work in this particular company because of this, because of that. You just talk about your future career goal to make them understand that this person really has something they want to do with their life, and if we admit them into this school, it's going to help them accomplish this their future career goal. So you just talk about your future goal in this one paragraph. Then finally guys, the concluding paragraph. This is also very, very important. As a matter of fact, all the paragraphs are important, but they have their different areas. This concluding paragraph also requires you to do research. It requires you to go and know about the school, know about the city where the school is in, what is the school known for, what is peculiar about the school. You are going to write them. This last paragraph is where you will praise the school, where you give them reasons why you really like them, why they are the best school for you. And for you to know that, you need to do your research about the school. Let me share one tip with you guys that I used that got me into the school. In my last paragraph, when I was writing it, I went and read about the school. I found out about the motto of the school. Is it motto or slogan? You guys get what I'm saying, of the school. And I added that to my last paragraph. So I feel like it made them feel like, okay, she's already using Melioria, she's already using our school slogan. So you want to talk about the school, talk about the kind of professors they have, how it's good, the laboratories they have, the kind of teaching, or maybe the city where is it. You really want to talk about the school. You want to praise the school in this last paragraph, so that it will give them an impression of, okay, this person really liked our school, and this person has already known a lot about our school. They will be a good fit to the school. Now let's go into the general tips. First of all, number one, you want to make sure that your essay is in chronological order. What does that mean? It should flow. It's not that you talk about when you were in your final year in your second paragraph, and then in your third paragraph you're talking about when you were in your first year. Just let it be chronological, step by step. Okay, this is who I am, this is what I've done, this is what I plan to do, this is my future goal, this is why you should admit me. Let it flow. Then secondly guys, do not just write your essay and submit. Give it to at least 2 people to review it for you. Because you will write, so you think it's making sense, but when somebody read and bring back their feedback, you'll be like, what was I thinking? Was I drunk when I wrote this? Give it to at least 2 people to review for you. When they review for you, accept the good criticism, implement it, and then edit, and edit your essay. Guys, edit. I'm emphasizing on this because it's really important. You don't want to write an essay that has so many grammatical error, that has so many that when the person is reading, they'll really be having headache. You want to edit and edit, so don't be in a hurry. So write your essay, leave it. Tomorrow or next tomorrow, come back to it, read it again. You see one place that there was supposed to be a comma or one English that does not make sense, correct it, leave it, come back again, edit, keep editing this essay, edit all the nonsense from it. edit all the nonsense errors from me, so that when they read this essay, they'll be like, wow, this student, like, this is amazing. And then guys, to edit your essay, I recommend you use Grammarly. This is not an advert for Grammarly, they're not paying me, but I recommend you use Grammarly. I use Grammarly a lot. You don't need to have the even if you don't have the registration, the registered on the free version, you can still use the free version to correct some typos. So use grammarly.com to edit your essay. Just keep on editing until when you finally feel like, okay, this essay is the bomb, then submit it. And trust me, if you follow all these tips that I've given you, your essay is going to be awesome and you're going to get admission. So thank you guys for watching this video up to this point. I hope it's going to help you guys. Let me know in the comment section what you think, which part of this video really struck you, how it's going to help you, which process you are right now, which stage of the application process you are in. Just let's talk in the comment section, and I will see you guys in my next video. But wait, pause. If you've not subscribed and you've watched this point, what is holding you? What is what is holding you? Just please click the subscribe button, like this video, subscribe, comment, share, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.